Take a look around. Everywhere you look, cars are being downsized, hybridized, generally being watered down, but there are still some outliers like Aston Martin who are stubbornly still making cars like this. This is the brand new £165,000 Aston Martin Vantage, and its biggest selling point is that it's a lot like the old Vantage. It bucks the modern trend. There's no electrification, no batteries, no motors, and seemingly not a single thought from Aston Martin about its impact on the wider world. Whereas this is all about the impact on the driver. First impressions? Oh, it sounds amazing! And it's quick, like really quick. The recipe is perfect. Front-engined, rear-wheel drive, big power. Well, what could you possibly need? It's a refreshingly old-school approach, but the new Vantage does use some new oily bits to achieve its objectives. The engine, according to Aston Martin, is all new. An AMG-derived 4-litre twin-turbo V8 that makes enormous power, 665 PS. That's 30% more than before. Torque is rated at 800 Nm, an increase of 15%. But this is not just an AMG GT with a fancy suit on. The block, turbo, cams and heads are all new, allowing the car to reach power levels that even the flagship AMG GT can't match. 0 to 60 takes 3.5 seconds. It would be quicker, but rear-wheel drive, so acceleration is limited. Flat out, it will smash 200 miles an hour easy. It's a bit of an animal. Whisper it. But this Aston Martin is more AMG than any AMG. The gearbox is a standard automatic, not a dual clutch, but the gear changes are quick and punchy. They've kept the same gear ratios, but the final drive has been shortened. What that means is it now revs more urgently. The revs climb so quickly between gears. Acceleration feels more alive, you're changing gears more often, gear changes are more punchy. It's so much fun. Oh, and it has these huge pedals which have a very nice action. When you combine that acceleration with the noise, it's already a recipe for addictive performance. But this isn't just about throwing big power at AMG's maddest engine, there's also a method to the madness. Sometimes a car's exterior design doesn't bear much relevance to its performance. However, in this case, the performance is a direct result of the car's exterior design. This level of power is only made possible thanks to grille aperture that is 38% larger than the previous car. Behind it, twin stacked coolers, and then an additional centre-mounted radiator that allows 29% more airflow. Aston say not only does this help you create more power, but also to use it, in this case, on tracks in temperatures 10 degrees higher than the previous car. This car has a much wider, lower stance than the previous car. New matrix LED headlamps featuring the latest Aston Martin light signature. Then around the side, the Vantage sees the return of the Aston Martin side strake, frameless door mirrors, presenting door handles and 21-inch forged alloy wheels, filling the wider wheel arches. Then around the back, a wider bumper incorporating side vents and big quad exhaust tailpipes to complete the look. Yeah, I really like it. This interior we've seen before on the DB12, and it's a big step up for the Vantage. The looks, the quality of the materials, the technology, it's all bang up to date. These seats are very supportive and pretty comfortable. The leather is by Bridge of Weir, who supply Land Rover, so it's top quality stuff. Screen is big and responsive with some nice physical buttons, which is always a win. Optional Bowers & Wilkins 1170 watt speakers, which sound immense. Yeah, it's all very nice in here. I mean, the interior was always a bit of a weak point for Aston Martin, but not anymore.
There are notable changes under the skin too. It's based on the DB12 chassis, but in this case it's been tuned to not simply be at home on the road. They also say it's very capable on track.
Luckily, we have access to a circuit, the rather delightful Monte Blanco in Spain. What's it like to drive? Incredible. Let's just remind ourselves of the power, shall we? 665 PS. It is so fast. It's really a big step up from the previous car. It's now no longer sports car level. Now, we're talking supercar level. I mean, there are obviously cars that accelerate more quickly. You know, your electrics, your hybrids, your cars with the engine in the middle. But, I don't know, I think this has more character than the likes of the McLaren Artura or the 911 Turbo. There is a little bit of turbo lag, especially if you pop it into the wrong gear. It can be a little bit hesitant, but honestly, the torque is so powerful that it really is not an issue.
The adjustable suspension, which is supple on the road, firms up impressively on track, keeping body roll to a minimum. The wider stance seems to help with stability, and the inclusion of the latest generation Michelin Pilot Sport 5S tyres with a unique Vantage compound means grip is fantastic.
The grip, especially at the front end, is amazing. I mean, this car is so fast, but you really trust it when you're going to the corners. It's because it has a non-isolated steering column, which means you can really feel the grip at the front.
As for grip from the back, that's entirely at your control.
The brakes, thankfully, are very good. Cast iron discs as standard, 400mm at the front, 360mm at the back. I mean, you can go for bigger carbon ceramics if you need, but that's really only if you're very serious about going out on track, which I do recommend.
The chassis, which was put to such good use on the DB12, has been given plenty of attention for those looking to do track work. The mounting points for the double wishbone suspension have been made stiffer for better steering feel. There's a stiffer and lighter front engine cross brace for better torsional rigidity and lateral stiffness, while at the back the car has a 29% increase in stiffness under cornering load due to increased lateral strengthening between the rear suspension towers, together with revisions to front and rear undertrays.
The bottom line is that it feels very capable. It's very fast and so responsive. I'd say it's more driver focused than the Artura or the Continental or even the 911. There is no doubt about it. You will have a lot of fun in this car. Oh my word! Wowie! How do we sum up this car? Absolutely phenomenal, completely mental. That combination of the front-engined rear-wheel drive layout with the simple, brutal brutish V8, along with the luxury interior and that real focus on driver enjoyment, makes this a very, very compelling car. And there simply are not many left like it, which makes it even more special. Please, can I go for one more lap? Yeah? Yeah.